Um, so yeah, we'll shuffle on now to our next topic, which is sort of our rating. I don't really give a shit about this. I'm not going to lie. HBO Max orders an It prequel series, Welcome to Derry, from Andy Muschietti. The stream was given a straight to series order for a new tale inspired by Stephen King's epic novel from Muschietti, Barbara Muschietti, and Jason Fuchs. Pennywise, the dancing clown, coming to HBO Max. So it's good that it's on HBO Max because that's more money. The streamer is given a straight to series order for a drama based on Stephen King's beloved horror novel It. I am sick of the Stephen King adaptations. Please adapt someone else. Filmmakers Andy Muschietti, Barbara Muschietti, they're all back basically. They're producers on the project. Andy Muschietti will direct multiple episodes of the series, so at least he's kind of on board there, including the first. So he's basically whoever directs the pilot sets the aesthetical element for the rest of the series. So I guess that's kind of why he's there. And the working title is Welcome to Derry. Creative details are scarce, except that the series will be a prequel to New Line's It Films, which is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, promising to expand the vision of the movies. Fuchs will write the first episode, which is based on a story by the Muschiettis, and Fuchs and Brad Caleb Kane will serve as co-showrunners on the project. But obviously, Muschietti will have a large amount of creative element there as well. We have this. As teenagers who took turns reading chapters of Stephen King's It until the thick paperback fell to pieces, it is an epic story that contains multitudes far beyond what we could explore in our It movies. We can't wait to, hopefully not the gangbang. We can't wait to share the depths of Steve's novels. Oh, they're on first names, Steve's. Stevie King. Steve's. Fucking hell. Steve King. Oh, that's got me. In all its heart, humor, and humanity and horror. I'm excited that the story of Derry, Maine's most haunted city, is continuing, and I'm glad Andy Muschietti is going to be overseeing the frightening festivities along with their brain trust, including his talented sister Barbara. King said, "Oh, Stevie King, red balloons all round." And then we had one statement from Fuchs says, to be able to return to the world of my all-time favorite horror novel and help build upon the singularly brilliant cinematic universe created by Andy and Barbara is more than the opportunity of a lifetime. It's a dream come true, or maybe more appropriately, a nightmare. And then HBO Max, of course. We're all thrilled to continue this iconic franchise with the brilliant Andy and Barbara, Jason Fuchs, and Brad Caleb Kane. This prequel will expand the It storytelling canvas and bring fans deeper into the terrifying, mesmerizing town of Derry. What do you think of that? Old Steve King, everyone. Old Steve King. Good old Steve.
Paulie, take it away.
I don't know why that tickled me so much.
Aside from the Stevie Nicks comment, Stevie King, hey, Stevie King, little Stevie King on the keyboards.
Just so weird.
I think it's great. They're obviously a talented group of people. On the positive side, they've had some huge hits. The second one wasn't as well received as the first one. And anyone who can stand the test of time and not lose their mind with trying to get the Flash to be what the poor man what this guy's had to deal with, right? It's like let's get him some other work, man. I'm talking about Andy Muschietti.
That's probably how they kept him on board. They were like, "Look, mate, we'll give you this project. Just fucking knuckle down, all right? Batten down the hatches."
So I think, I'm a fan of I'm a fan of Muschietti, and we'll see. That's that's all I got right now.
As for me, first of all, I will say I find Stephen King to be extremely, extremely overrated.
Hugely. So
he's a great ideas man. He has some really, really good ideas in his books. Having read a few of them, I think he's a really overrated writer. Like there's like no lyric to his words or anything like that. It's just the idea and it's expanded. That's why I like his short stories, because like most of his ideas are like fit for short stories. and some of his movies are a little bit so-so.
Good point.
Now,
Good point.
as for It and the It remake, because that's what we're talking about here, and the prequel to that iteration of It specifically, shockingly, as some of you may find, I'm all for it. Because when when I saw it, like, I wasn't that taken with the second movie. I thought the first one was actually really, really cool.
Yeah,
And hearing like the history, I was like thinking, there's a story. I would not mind seeing those earlier things that we heard about, and now they're doing them. I don't mind this. I mean, when it comes, I may very well check it out. Like, I can live without it and everything, but since it's happening and it was a cool concept, I wouldn't mind revisiting. And I didn't grow up with the It miniseries, so I don't have like any kind of like nostalgia for it, or any kind of like belief that only Tim Curry can be that clown Pennywise, or whatever his name was. I thought that the Skarsgård kid was shockingly good as the clown as well. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing that iteration work before. I mean, some of those scenes were really, really creepy. Like, I like the detail in the first movie, how you can see, like, in the background, the number of characters that the clown was that was just like staring intently from the background. Stuff like that, I liked it. And Muschietti coming back for a series, setting the tone for it. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm all for good adaptations and good content, right? Like, sure, if it's good, great, epic, whatever. But I still, and I will say it whenever something Stephen King is all announced, I'll always say, please adapt someone else, just because there is a wealth of horror authors out there, that just other fantasy authors as well out there, that have great works that you could adapt, and yet sadly are unexplored. So a bit of a shame, really.
But Rich, I'm curious, just on the topic of Stephen King. What's your favorite Stephen King adaptation?
Adaptation,
or book, if you read enough of them to have like some serious thoughts on it. But generally, of adaptations and movies you've seen, which one was your favorite?
well, the Mist movie's not a bad adaptation. It was pretty decent.
Yeah,
that was Stephen King, wasn't it?
that was Stephen King.
The movie's better than the series was wank. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind the movie. There was like a two-part. It's like a two-part TV movie I watched way back in the day. It was like the Fog or something like that. I cannot remember. It's set on like an island.
The Perfect Storm, or the Storm,
Legion, or something like that. Can't remember that. I remember that as an adaptation being reasonably well, but I can't remember that too much. And it is probably the definitive at this point in time in terms of a Stephen King adaptation. The other stuff has been awful by comparison. In terms of like a big budget, something which has been well received. Yeah, like Storm of the Century. There you go.
Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
Yeah, that was a pretty decent one.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. The one which has been given enough money behind it has solidified itself as the definitive one. I don't think Doctor Sleep, technically that's an adaptation.
I still have to see that one, actually.
I didn't hate it. It's not amazing.
The mini series of what's it called again? Of The Shining, that Stephen King approved, because they also made like a 3-episode miniseries.
I didn't watch that. I've not seen that. Okay. Have you seen? What was that? Is that good?
I saw it when it,
because he famously hates the Kubrick.
Exactly, he hates the Kubrick version, and he loves like the new version, which is a more true adaptation of his book. I saw it when it was new. that was like in 97, 98. So I'd have to rewatch it because I only remember bits and pieces of it, and the bits I remember are ironically the only ones that were from the Kubrick movie. So yeah, I
It's Kubrick. That's why he's good.
yeah,
That's why. Yeah. All right. Interesting.
yeah. My favorite though is like
Interesting.
one that I think really underestimated is like another like miniseries made for TV movie, The Langoliers, because of the suspense and the build up in it. I think that one is brilliant.
I
And
don't
then
think
you
I've
get
heard of that.
like the Super Nintendo level visual effects towards the end there. It falls a little
Oh
apart
dear.
then, but up until that point, some of the best build up I've seen.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh,
I
that's
never really
brilliant.
heard of that. Oh, Christine's not bad. Yeah, I guess so. Someone says The Green Mile. Is that Stephen King?
That
Green
is
Mile's
Stephen King.
Green
That is
Mile's
Stephen King,
great.
and so is the Shawshank Redemption is also Stephen King. One wouldn't think so, but both of those are Stephen King.
Yeah, I'd say the Green Mile's a superb film. Very, very
Yeah.
good film. All
And
round good.
also the Lawnmower Man in name only is Stephen King. I say in name
God.
only because the movie has literally nothing to do with the original Stephen King story, save the title, The Lawnmower Man. So I don't know why they even paid him for it, just to be able to call it Stephen King's The Lawnmower Man, even though it
Yeah,
has nothing
probably.
to do with Stephen King.
People saying Tommyknockers. I didn't really like that as a. It's fine. It's not that great. Yeah, I don't know.